Forget everything you think you know about crime. The Mexican cartels don't hide in the shadows. They make fear a public spectacle. Highways become stages for horror. Bodies swing from overpasses as warnings to all who dare cross them. From El Chapo's personal torture chambers, where betrayal is punished with unimaginable pain, to the CJNG paramilitary shows of digital terror, these are not just criminals. They are masters of fear, power, and brutality. Tonight, you'll see the acts so shocking, so ruthless, that they've turned an entire nation into a hostage. Stay with us, because once you witness this darkness, there's no turning back.
A horrifying cartel massacre has rocked Mexico once again. 20 mutilated bodies, several decapitated, were found hanging from a bridge or stuffed inside a van in Sinaloa, the heartland of the country's biggest drug war.
Chapter 1. The Two Titans. The Mexican drug war is not a single conflict. It is a clash of two titans. On one side, the Sinaloa cartel, the old guard, the quiet assassins, led for decades by the legendary Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. On the other, the CJNG, the new blood, the military-grade terror machine, led by Nemesio El Mencho Oseguera Cervantes. Sinaloa perfected the art of the bribe. CJNG perfected the art of the beheading. But both share one terrifying commonality: a willingness to commit crimes so brutal they defy human comprehension. Their legacy is written in blood, and their power is absolute. To understand the terror, you must understand the men who ordered it. And no man was more ruthless than the one who built his empire on personal, intimate violence. Chapter 2. El Chapo's Torture Chamber. February 2019, a federal courtroom in New York. The world heard the horrifying truth from the mouth of El Chapo's former bodyguard. This wasn't just a drug lord. This was a sadist who took pleasure in the suffering of his enemies.
In the El Chapo trial now, witnesses have testified for weeks that Joaquin El Chapo Guzman killed his rivals, but now jurors have heard some of the gruesome details about some of those deaths. The former Mexican Army Special Forces soldier worked as El Chapo's bodyguard from 2004 to 2007, and he testified that he lived with El Chapo in the mountains and followed him at all hours. There, he says he witnessed El Chapo brutally murder 3 men. 2 of the men were working for a rival gang, and he beat and tortured them, shot them, and set them on fire. The 3rd man was buried alive after being so severely burned that his clothes melted onto his skin.
The testimony revealed El Chapo had a soundproofed safe house, a personal torture chamber. It was here that he would bring his rivals, not for a quick execution, but for hours of unimaginable torment. He didn't delegate this work. He did it himself. One victim, a member of the rival Zetas cartel, was brought to him. El Chapo interrogated him for hours. The man was already beaten, his bones broken, but El Chapo was just getting started.
El Chapo personally beating the man with a stick, then shooting him and ordering his body thrown into a pit.
This was the personal touch of the world's most powerful drug lord. Another rival was brought to him, alive. El Chapo tortured him for 4 hours, then ordered him buried alive. The message was clear. Betrayal is not just death. It is an eternity of suffering. This personal brutality was the foundation of the Sinaloa cartel's power. El Chapo is now locked away, but the terror he unleashed did not die with his capture. It was simply inherited by a new, even more brutal generation. Chapter 3. CJNG's Public Terror.
For the first time, cartel kingpin El Mencho tonight is a $15 million man. That is the U.S. government reward just increased and placed on the head of Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho.
Enter the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the CJNG. They are not interested in the quiet bribe. They are interested in the loud public spectacle. They are a paramilitary force that has taken the violence of the cartels and weaponized it for social media. The CJNG's most brutal tactic is the extermination camp. They have been found with makeshift ovens used to dispose of bodies. This is industrial-scale murder, designed to eliminate all evidence and all hope.
The ovens used to burn people that were underground, like these clandestine extermination ovens. Nobody knew about this until the vigilante group that they're being called now, which is groups of mothers whose children have gone missing in Mexico, because we all know this, right? Mexico has a disappeared persons problem, right?
They are better armed than the military. They have armored vehicles, drones, and a willingness to fight to the death. When they come, we run. We have no choice.
The scene was horrific. 20 bodies suspended from the overpass, a clear message to the government and the public.
Big news out of Culiacan, really tragic story actually, but something that we've certainly seen before. 20 bodies were found on Monday, publicly displayed. It was definitely sending a message. We're gonna get into exactly what happened and what the message is that's being sent here.
But the CJNG's terror is not limited to the physical world. They are masters of the digital spectacle. They film their most brutal acts, the beheadings, the dismemberments, and post them online. They force the world to watch. They force the world to fear. Chapter 4, The Lured Victims. In August 2023, 5 young men from Jalisco were lured by a fake job offer. They were promised work as security guards. They were promised a future. What they got was a nightmare that was filmed for the world to see.
They were just kids. They wanted to work. They wanted to help their families. We told them not to go, but they needed the money.
The cartel forced the victims to turn on each other. They filmed one of the young men beating his friend. This was not just murder. This was psychological warfare, a final, brutal act of dehumanization before the ultimate crime. The video was posted online, a trophy of the CJNG's power. It was a message to every young person in Mexico. We control your life. We control your death. And we will film it all. The brutality was so extreme, it sparked outrage across the country. But the outrage was quickly silenced by the next act of terror. The cartel had proven that no one, not even the innocent, was safe from their reach. Chapter 5, The American Kidnapping. March 2023. The terror crossed the border. 4 Americans drove into Matamoros, Mexico for a medical procedure. They were immediately ambushed, kidnapped, and 2 were killed. The media frenzy was immediate and global. This was a direct attack on American citizens. The response was immediate. The pressure on the Mexican government was immense. The cartel knew they had crossed a line. The cartel's response was unprecedented. They arrested 5 of their own members, tied them up, and left them for the police with an apology note. An apology note. It was a calculated act of damage control, a terrifying display of their power to police their own ranks. The apology note was not an act of remorse. It was an act of absolute control. It showed the world that the cartel is the law in Mexico. The Mexican cartels have perfected the art of brutality. They have turned torture into a personal ritual and murder into a public spectacle. Their crimes are not just about drugs, they are about power. Absolute, terrifying power. The fight against this terror is far from over. If you want to see more stories that expose the darkness and fight for the light, then hit that subscribe button. Like this video and tell us in the comments, which cartel tactic do you find the most shocking? Your support keeps us on the front lines of the truth.